am I concerned when it comes to ZBCN? Because a lot of people out there, they like to say, oh, wow, I can't believe ZBCN's having a slight pullback and all this. I'm not concerned whatsoever because the way you take a look at it is that when things pump up by that much in such a relatively short amount of time, there's hypothetically going to be some pullbacks. And I'm not saying that when it comes to ZBCN to its journey to 10 cents, hypothetically, even though that's not financial advice, I'm not saying it's going to be a straight shot up, right? Because take a look at Bitcoin, for instance. At one point, it was at the price of $1. Did it have a straight shot from $1 all the way to like over 100,000? No. Multiple pullbacks along the way, multiple bear markets, and many times when people just kind of completely gave up on Bitcoin, I've seen that, right? So the way you take a look at it is that when it comes to ZBCN, is it going to become the exception to that rule? No. And it's showcasing that as of right now. It's not having a straight shot all the way to 10 cents. And again, I don't think that is really a reality for many altcoins out there, hypothetically, in my opinion. So is this concerning? No, because when I first started talking about ZBCN, it was doing very bad, right? And then it had a pretty good pump. I didn't sell anything, had a pullback. Then it kind of became bad for quite a while. Then, of course, now we saw the most recent pump, now with a slight pullback. But again, I think it's completely normal because I understand what I'm in the world of cryptocurrencies for. I'm totally aware of the fact that there is going to be multiple pullbacks along the way. If I don't like seeing pullbacks like that, then I just put my savings in a savings account, but I don't want to do that. If I didn't like that much risk, sure, I could get into gold or like, S&P 500, but that's boring. And I'm clearly not going to want to buy gold. So then what is something that is a much better hypothetical pick for me? Not stocks. That's a little bit boring for me. I'd rather choose something like cryptocurrencies. And I'm not only just holding ZBCN, but it's one of my foundational pieces in my portfolio because I think Zebec is a very wonderful project. People often underestimate it, and I get it. In the world of cryptocurrencies, not only just the best projects in terms of fundamentals thrive, because even like the bad ones fundamentally, like, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, they do pretty good as well. And they've done very amazing, actually, one of the biggest projects of all time. So it's not all about fundamentals. But of course, when it comes to a project that is displaying itself, right, showcasing itself as the somewhat alternative version to XRP and XLM, it has to have good fundamentals, and Zebec does have that, focused on RWAs, right, real-world assets, focused on AI-based PayFi, has aspects of payrolls. Not to mention, we take a look at how it has investors, allegedly, like Solana Ventures and Circle, which is the creator of USDC. That's very fantastic. Partnerships like Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan, Bank of America. I mean, when I take a look at Zebec, it's a very complete project, and it's not bad fundamentally. Again, best of the best fundamentals are not required for projects to do well, but at least this one has that, and it gives me great confidence that, you know what, this is a project that moving forward, I'm not saying for this forum, right? I'm saying like 10, 15 years later, it's not reliant on fans. It's not reliant on hype because it has an actual good use case. You know what I mean? The fundamentals aren't bad. It's not caca, in my opinion. And also, not to mention, sometimes people out there, they think that 10 cents is very conservative, but I disagree with that because, we have to think about it, right? A $7.7 billion market cap, which it would have considering current circulating supply if it were to reach the price of 10 cents, how is that conservative? That's actually kind of difficult to achieve in the grand scheme of things. Imagine that, right? Over 7 billion. That's more than Pepe as of right now in terms of market cap, which I don't think is impossible for ZBCN to reach during a fully fledged bull run, but that's actually kind of a lot, So then the way you take a look at it is that it's not being conservative. It's just hypothetically saying that, this is kind of like an actual good, reasonable amount. Could ZBCN outperform this? Absolutely. Could it underperform it? Yeah, but you know what? I'm still going to believe in ZBCN anyways because I like the risk to reward ratio. If ZBCN goes down, you know what? It is what it is, right? But then hypothetically, its room for upside, in my opinion, greatly outweighs the downside, at least personally for me, because the way I view it is that, you know what? If I believe in ZBCN and it does well, that's amazing. If I don't, then okay, things stay the same. All right, it is what it is, right? And this is like the basic concept that I have when it comes to cryptocurrencies, because some people out there, they say that, oh man, what happens if cryptocurrencies don't go up? Then okay, I live my life the way it is. Of course, I'd want it to change, obviously, and hopefully, but the way you take a look at it is that, okay, hopefully it does go up, but if it does go up, right, then hopefully my life is a lot better. So then do I risk potentially staying the same If the reward is hypothetically changing my life, yeah, why not? I'd take that chance because the downside is life staying the same, but then the hypothetical upside is life changing, potentially, hypothetically. So I'm willing to take that chance. You know what I mean? It's like, for instance, I play sports. What's the worst that I can happen? I lose? Okay, nothing bad's happening to me. It's just like losing. It's like, all right, whatever, life goes on, right? There's no risk really with that. Let's say I play a ping pong match or whatever, play a tennis match. The worst case scenario is I lose. So what? My life still moves on. It's still the same. It's just a sports game. That's the way to take a look at it. So the way to take a look at it in the world of cryptocurrencies, it's basically like that. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm balancing on a rope or something like that in the middle of the ocean and then the consequences are very dangerous. It's not that. You know what I mean? At least personally for me. There's always going to be risks. I'm totally aware of that. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, it's something that I'm willing to take a chance on. Could I be wrong? Maybe. But could I be right? Maybe. I can't tell the future. But from what I've seen historically speaking, when it comes to these projects that do well, Zebec kind of has those pieces in place. Good community, good exchange listings when it comes to ZBCN, good fundamentals, even though it's not always required. But again, Zebec is portraying itself as a amazing project, so it kind of has to have that aspect. The way to take a look at it is that I've seen glimpses of what this could be when the market was doing pretty good. So I feel like hypothetically, if the market does do a lot better, I think ZBCN could go along with the ride in a very amazing way. And again, it has the right pieces in place for projects that I've seen do very good. Good exchange listings, good community, and fundamentals are fantastic, even though it's not always required. So I like this, and I want to take a chance on this. And again, when it comes to the idea of 10 cents, I still believe it in. And the market, it's going to wake up when it wants to wake up. I cannot predict exactly when it's going to wake up in a massive way. But what is something that I can do to prepare myself for that? That's by dollar cost averaging, acquiring, holding, and just waiting. That's it. So then when the market does pick up, hypothetically, eventually, I'll be able to join that ride, right? So this is the way to take a look at it. I'm going to still stay patient. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video and greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.